in fact, I felt sad that out of all these 4 softwares,
How would MATLAB preparation like help us in the digital twin if you are interested? I just saw a few articles and white papers about digital twin in MathWorks. Like how should we actually elevate ourselves in a way that we would actually streamline ourselves in the digital twin domain?
that's a good question, Nitya. So, from my experience in MathWorks, I'm still new here. I'm working on a SerDes toolbox, which the models high-speed design. Um, what they expect as a candidate with respect to the MATLAB profession is someone who can contribute to not just okay. Yeah, take gratitude, give gratitude, be respectful for all the work and experience that others have provided to you, and last but not the least, be creative, try to be unique, and be classy. That's everything that I got. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this gave a good introduction on how the world of machine learning is and my thoughts on it. Go ahead, explore, seek out options, try to see if you can fit that as a model in your simulation-based design or a model-based design. Try to come up with an innovative solution for the problems that we face now. Good luck. And that's the end. Thank you. If
Nice
you have any
presentation,
questions,
Abhilash.
oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Your quality is there in your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions you guys have? I don't see a chat window, ma'am. Like,
No, that's why I gave request, Abhilash.
oh, okay.
I
Got it. Let me see.
Participants, if you have any queries, can ask him. Participants.
It's all right. You don't have to be afraid of anyone. You can ask.
If you have any queries, you can ask him. Anyone?
Talk to them what is new, what is in current tech. Yeah, this is actually pretty latest software. The latest one is 5.1, but 4.5 was the previous release. Talk to the people who use this, probably a postgraduate personnel. And MATLAB will be I work in MATLAB, so this is kind of a decade-old release. And from my company's repository, we know that 12b is one of the most error-based results. Anything above 16b would be fine, but yeah, this is a 16 years older release right now. We're talking about from the year 2012. So, if possible, try to see if you can get a better version of MATLAB. I don't know about these 2 softwares, but please take a look at these software. Try to learn from it. It has been invested 15 lakhs, and believe me, somehow each of your students have been contributing to this. So please try to see if you are able to make your project a simulation-based project, and try to see if you can do a large-scale system where it's actually scalable. Like you have an idea, but instead of having it, for example, the reflector panels, there is an n number of problems there. For example, just right off the bat, the panel's dimension. What if there is another solar panel right next to it? What about the shadow inflicted by this panel on that? All these things can be actually modeled. We can model a system, entire zonal farm, and then try to see how much we can elevate our photons levels on the panel, and then try to see how it works in the system. So bring up with idea. We have a dedicated library. And again, I think due to COVID, you won't be able to go, but still, try to explore those options. Now, this is just to take things off the heat now. Thank you so much to whoever put this up in the short notice. And I know if that person is inside this, again, thank you so much if he's attending this, because I see a clear level of Photoshop done on my face. Example, I was fortunate enough, at least I got this like a tube light or something that at the last year of my undergrad. So this is my publication from the project that I completed in the last year. This is about an improved solar power system. Instead of having an inclined solar panel, which requires a huge motor to tilt the entire solar panel, it's about an idea of how to use a reflective sheet to reflect more of a photons on the reflective sheet and then get it back to the solar panel during the non-peak hours. And as you see, it didn't require much of intensive hardware and controls required. It required two stepper motors, a controller for it, and an Arduino board for an FPGA controller to set the values. Now in here, this is how the idea was. In order to tilt these reflective panels when the sun is almost about to set or when the sun is almost about to rise, instead of having the solar panel tilted. This was the prototype. It was badly constructed at that time, but it was a construction nevertheless. So here you see the motor is servo motor was connected directly to the reflector panel, which tilts to a certain degree, and there was a stopper to make sure that the reflector panels doesn't just fall off on the panel during a weather rough condition. It gave a pretty good result. Like I was able to achieve, I think, 12 to 14%. And I personally need to take this time to thank Professor Karthik. He was behind my back pushing this thing, and I'm happy that I was able to accomplish it. Now, with that in mind, there was a thought clash right after I graduated. Like, I was graduated, was trying to process all this information, and then I did masters, and then I reflected back upon that project. So I remember the very first time I tried to present this project. It was a group of panel. I remember Professor Batmanabhan. I forgot the other two professors. It's because I was trying to show the same concept on an existing solar panel, which was in our laboratory, in our lab. It was a 10-watt solar panel, which didn't contribute much of a power output. But again, it was a prototype. But